How long does tesamorelin stay in your system? Well, the truth is, with many peptides, because they're naturally occurring in your body and they're just protein structures that are folded in a particular way, they're these energetic frequencies that allow our cells to communicate and to express health or even disease in some cases. But tesamorelin is metabolized very quickly. So in this video, I'm going to show you the best ways of using tesamorelin and show you how quickly it is metabolized. And we'll also jump into some of the studies as to why tesamorelin might be an effective peptide for you. So I'm Regan Archibald. I'm the founder of East West Health. My company has helped over 70,000 clients in the last 21 years, and we are the leaders when it comes to longevity medicine that gets you the best results in the least amount of time without risking your future health, because I look at health as three primary functions. Health is what allows you to live a great lifestyle, so you can have the relationships you want, you can pursue whatever purpose or dreams that you have in life. The second thing with health is I look at it as being an energy generator. And so when your health is optimized, when you're using peptides like tesamorelin, you'll notice that you just have better energy. And I've got a whole video on the best peptides for energy and how they work on these pathways to optimize your body's energy generation. But if you've ever noticed or being around somebody who's got a lot of energy, you just can't help but feel a little better yourself. The other thing with tesamorelin and with health is what fun experiences are you having in your life? What are the big things that you're planning for in the future that generate a lot of energy? So when it comes to tesamorelin, and when we've used this for people's health journey, I had a client who came to me and she's had 11 kids, big old family, like 100 grandkids, and she and her husband are finally getting away to Europe. And she's like, I've waited my whole life to go to Europe, but I'm worried. She said, my knees hurt. I just don't know that I can walk. We're going on all these tours. And, I told her, I said, yeah, when my wife and I, when we travel to Europe or we take the kids, on average, we're walking about 15,000 steps a day. And right now she couldn't walk more than about 5,000 steps. So one of the things that we did is they said, well, we've got to get rid of this belly fat and calm down the inflammatory pathways in your body. But the other thing is we've got to regenerate the knees. So Dr. Steinle in the office did some stem cell treatments on her knees, and that helped immensely. She worked with Nikki, our fitness trainer, and Nikki has a master's degree in exercise physiology and kinesiology, and trained the client on how to move her body, how to get up and get down from, seated position, then eventually to the floor, did sit to rise with no hands, and got her ready for this big trip. On the peptide side, we ran her blood labs and we realized she had fatty liver disease, her triglycerides were very high, she had some blood sugar issues, her hemoglobin A1C was like 6.2. And so we got her on some tirzepatide and we added in the tesamorelin. And the tesamorelin, what I told her is, I said, this is the strongest growth hormone releasing peptide to help you build muscle mass. We stacked it with ipamorelin so that she could continue on her, fat burning without having too much hunger to overcome. And the cool thing that happened in just a short period of time is she started to notice that her energy was improved. And she also started to notice that she was getting stronger. She had less pain and she was really motivated to go. But one of the questions she asked, how long does this stay in my system? Is this going to be dangerous? Because I read online that growth hormone can be risky. And when we looked in, I pulled up the studies for her, and really tesamorelin is metabolized within 30 minutes. And the beautiful thing about most of these peptides is it's 7 minutes to 30 minutes. So it's got a very short half-life, which decreases the risk. And it also is a way that it jumpstarts your body's own natural abilities of producing growth hormone. So anytime you go and you turn on those genes, just like, I've mentioned this before, but the universe wants to recycle us after about the age of 35. And growth hormone is one of the first hormones that starts to decline. And so by using this peptide, similar to the clinical studies in 2010, what they found is the patients that used tesamorelin, they were able to lose belly fat, they had better cognition, and they're also able to gain muscle mass. And that was really important. So when our client went to Europe, she was able to visit Germany, France. She's walking all these uneven streets. She was able to do so without the pain and without the interference that she was so concerned with. And that is where tesamorelin is a magical peptide, because no matter what you've been through, no matter where you're at in your health journey, if you can optimize your growth hormone, everything gets better systemically. So here's what some of the studies show. So tesamorelin in the phase 3 clinical trials, what they found is these patients that had lipodystrophy, or the accumulation of visceral adiposity or visceral tissue, what they found is that after 52 weeks on the study, that this treatment led to sustainable results in a reduction of visceral adipose tissue, or VAT. And that's the kind of fat that you want to get rid of. You don't want more than about 5% of your fat being visceral fat. Another study that they reported, after 26 weeks, the visceral adipose tissue decreased in the tesamorelin group compared to placebo. And they also found that there was a decrease in the overall fatty liver deposits by nearly 3% compared to placebo. And this was published in JAMA, in the Journal of American Medical Association. And then some of the additional benefits they found is that there was cognitive improvement. There's actually a patient who had a 90% fibrotic liver, and the liver was able to regenerate itself all through the use of tesamorelin. So if you're thinking, how long does it stay in my body? Is this safe? Tesamorelin is one of the safest ways that you can increase your growth hormone without risking your future health. And for those of you who are very curious about tesamorelin, watch my next video about when you want to cycle on and cycle off tesamorelin, and learn the safest methods and the most effective methods of using this phenomenal peptide. I'll see you in the next video.